Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. A quick aside at the start of this video. I'm aware that the audio quality is not as good as it could be. I'm actually filming this in a room with a 10-foot tall ceiling, and I'm moving in about 2 weeks' time, which means that as time has gone on, more and more things have been moved out of this room and off towards the final destination of the move, and as such, the echo has been getting worse and worse and worse. This is the unedited audio when I film, and this is as good as I've been able to make it with my limited audio editing capabilities. So I'm aware that this is not as good as it could be, but I'm hoping in about 2 to 3 weeks' time it will be resolved when I'm at the new place. And if the new place has audio as bad or worse than this, fuck. That being said, welcome to November, the 11th month of the year, and proof that time is the enemy, because how the fuck are we in November already? There are 3 YCSs taking place this month. Europe will get their second YCS of the year in the 11th month of 2024, with YCS Bologna taking place on the weekend of the 23rd and 24th. North America will get the remote dual YCS for what people will call the freest win of all time to whoever wins it on the weekend of November 9th and 10th. And YCS Ecuador will be taking place this weekend,
Guayaquil.
which you can tell I dubbed it over because I have been correctly informed that my Spanish and failed attempts at Spanish, more accurately put, are like the worst on the planet and somehow the worst thing on this channel, which is saying something because that's not even taking into account the audio. Oops! Still, it's exciting news for people looking to play at premier events in most regions of this game, except of course for Australia, because Australians have been burdened with the terrible fate of living in Australia. Of note is the new standard of pricing for YCSs announced by Konami to the world at large for competitors at YCS Ecuador this weekend, which may lead you to believe that this is the first event that will have these new prizes, but as I discussed last week, and from what I can tell, these started at YCS Niagara, where the prizes were given out as well. But as the comments will correctly tell you, Canadians aren't real people, and as such, there was no sense in informing those people about what may or may not be happening in that overpriced condo market of a country. Sucks to suck, I guess. We all just have to, of course, ignore that whole Jesse Cotton being Canadian propaganda, where he's in fact Canadian and like one of the, if not the best duelists in the game, is of course Canadian. Fucked up. Pricing is something that most everyone agrees needs improvement, and in true Konami fashion, the bare minimum has been done here. No longer are you competing only for glory, a playmat, and a statistically useless prize card. Now you can compete for a set of dice too. And sleeves and a memorabilia card frame. The infamous 7-year-old Nintendo Switch is now a Steam Deck OLED, and it seems that improvements have been made, which, as the good people say, is, if nothing else, a step in the right direction. The Steam Deck is better than the Switch, controversial take, I know, and even if it's just dice, it's better than the absolutely fuck all that players were getting previously. To no shock, this was met with some criticism. This isn't enough for most people still. There's still desire for there to be giant cards giving out as well for topping up YCS, the always common special alt art of a meta staple, or a cut of Starlights or quarter century secret rares or something. But in general, most can agree that this is at least something following the vocal complaints of this past year. Unfortunately, this means that I am now among those who have been anything other than critical of Konami, and I'm now a spineless sellout that shills and just has nothing of quality to say, because you aren't allowed to find positive things to say about Konami under any circumstances ever, because everything has to suck all the time forever, no matter what, always. It's a damn shame. Which gets even worse when we move on to the other big news for this month, and that would be the quarter century Bonanza. This set is functionally just Rarity Collection 3, but with a name that the most annoying theater kid you know insists is the greatest thing ever. Officially speaking, as of now, we've only seen a slow roll of cards that will be coming in the nostalgia pool. Things like the original Monarch cards or the almighty Ally of Justice Cataster. Truly the reprints we've been waiting for. I mean, they're good for like Edison, I agree with that, but like, truly the reprints we've been waiting for. This set will be releasing on November 7th, which is less than a week away from the release of this video. and as of now, nothing is officially known about the majority of the cards that will be in the set. The 78 card pool has had no reveals beyond the initial 3, and it makes you wonder if the reason Konami has been so slow to reveal the cards from the set is that there was a fear that it would impact the sales of the Mega Tins, also known as the worst fucking product ever made. I hate those donkey dick fucking tins. I hope they die. Had we known the set list for this and that multiple cards that were in the tins would also be in Bonanza, the value of the tins and more notably singles on the secondhand market would crater, since the tins only have the money cards in the secret rare, whereas this set will have them in all 7 of the rarity collection rarities. And in completely unrelated news, the value of multiple cards from the Megatins on the secondhand market have cratered. Format staples people were eager to get and were then subsequently pissed to not get, such as the short printing of SP Little Knight or Triple Tactics Thrust, have dropped in half of their value for the most part for no discernible reason that could be found. If you were to look on Reddit or Twitter or Facebook groups or Discord groups or anywhere online, you would absolutely not see any reason nor photographic evidence as to why this would be happening. Truly, one of the greatest mysteries of our time. You have to wonder why Konami would hold off on any promotions for the main set for the quarter-century Bonanza product, even with less than a week to go. It's simply confusing as those price drops. You're almost asking for a leak to happen at that point, and for you to not only miss out on the pre-orders from the hype of the set, but also the goodwill of the community in doing so. But then again, this is Konami we're talking about, a company where good ideas is of course a fireable offense. After all, this is the company that will ban people from the game entirely if they were to post about online or talk about a leak if one were to even occur, let alone if you were to make a video series of weekly news videos and that leak would be the biggest thing happening that week, and then you'd have to work around discussing a leak without addressing the leak in any capacity. That would suck, huh? Thankfully, none of us have that problem, and there were no leaks anywhere at all this week. And I definitely didn't just look at a list of cards and assume that this was all information obtained through God's chosen content creators and write an entire script of unusable comments and jokes that I had to then scrap and rework under fear of being banned for being a fan of the fucking game. Thank God for that. Either way, crazy what happened with those price drops, but I guess at least we can all afford very cheap and affordable copies of SP Little Knight and Triple Tactics Thrust in the near future. In some other product news, there's of course the update to the Blue Eyes Structure Deck, because all things and all news must be Blue Eyes. The Structure Deck was previously said to come with a chance that one of 3 cards in the deck would be upgraded from an ultra rare to a quarter-century secret rare. That's now been updated instead so that the deck will always come with 1 extra copy of one of those 3 cards as either a secret rare or possibly a quarter-century secret rare. So whereas before you would get the standard number of cards and then one of them might be extra shiny, you'll now get the standard number of cards plus 1 shiny or super extra shiny version of it. This is much more in line with how the OCG product works and therefore is part of a perfect utopian society that we all know the OCG to be. As before, hopefully this is the structure for structure decks moving forward. But then again, we're also hoping to keep getting structure decks moving forward based on the absolute lack of them in 2024. So, who knows, but either way, extra shiny, sparkly Blue Eyes, and still no word on Magia. So if you were hoping to play that, fuck you, idiot. Go buy more packs. Ruxin did, why can't you? Konami also announced another Shadow Duelist event to take place in Master Duel, this one happening on November 9th for the main event, and then the 10th will have a top 32 before the winner is decided. And more than that, this time around, the Shadow Duelist will actually play against the winner of the tournament, meaning Konami has in fact paid some poor celebrity, in the figurative and definitely not literal sense, to practice Tenpai combos this week, which is a funny enough concept enough to be news by itself. The decision to have the Shadow Duelist compete and be more than just a few lines here and there throughout the tournament is a step up. And honestly, based on the soundbite they used to tease the event, it seems this one will be a lot more goofy and fun. Like Buddy shredding on guitar and be like, "Face me, I'm Axel." Yeah, fuck it, why not? That's some goofy shit, I can get behind it. Hopefully we can get more Macho Man Randy Savage energy in the near future. And if nothing else, this event won't be cursed with being something taking place when the community is fairly spamming horse vomit and desperation for a ban list to end one of the worst formats in recent memory. that first one sure was something, man. Shoutouts to the horse vomit. As of my filming, we've received no proper hints as to who this Shadow Duelist will be besides the soundbite and some killer guitar skills. But my theory for Konami reuniting One Direction has of course been thrown out the window since... That's actually a terrible choice of words. Holy shit. Oh yeah, either way, it's definitely something. And that's the thing you can watch instead of the stream of the Remote Duel YCS, because this will be happening on the same weekend. But Konami would definitely rather you watch the celebrity that they paid to endorse this game instead of whatever the fuck it is people's rooms look like in a Remote Duel YCS, because some of you are fucking disgusting. And so that wraps it up for this week's update. As always, I've been your host, Craig Fee. Thanks for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe. Not only will you help the number go up, but you'll be impressing your smoking Italian wife, and you'll become a true duelist. And there's nothing in life that's better than that.